We're live in the pits of Motorcast. It's Joe's Dave. I got a nice special guest, Jason Barta, who just won that March meet. How's it going, Jason?
Pretty good, yourself?
Not bad. So tell us about your big win at the March meet.
Well, I'm still on cloud nine. It's a pretty cool win. Lots of competition out there, and so just glad I got a win. Won a couple years ago, or actually 4 years ago, and it's just feels the same. It's just the legendary March meets, and it's like our Indy.
That's great. So, Nostalgia Eliminator 1. Now, a Nostalgia Eliminator 1. What do you guys run on? Alcohol or nitro?
No, we run alcohol. It's an injected. We got a 572 crate engine. Inject on alcohol to mag. It's a 760 index, so you got to hit base 760. You want to hit 760 every time. And it's, like I said, index racing. It's a fun class.
So, Jason, how did it all begin for you to get into drag racing?
My dad, he started racing in the 70s, and I said I was raised down all my life. I did a little bit of junior dragsters when I was a kid, and really got big and heavy in it when I turned 18. I had a 82 Pontiac my dad and I built together. Ran like mid-12s, took it out to just summit race and just bracket raced it, or took some jackpot racing. And what really got us into nostalgia racing is my dad got his old 62 Nova back. He raced in the early 80s, and he bought it back, and he got into nostalgia racing, and but I kind of fell in love with nostalgia racing, so I sold the Pontiac and started looking around for a nostalgia car, and I found my 69 Chevelle that I raced in Seagas. I was racing Seagas at the Martians also, and my uncle was really good friends with Roger Colburn, who's part of the Ridge Route Terrors, and they built the dragster and had a couple other people drive it. And then when Roger passed away, my uncle got me into the dragster, and I've been racing it for almost 7 years now.
Wow. So now your brother's out there racing too, right?
No, that was my dad. He's running D-Gas.
That was your dad running at the March meet?
Yep, he ran at the March meet.
Yeah, I saw the video you had shared on your the Barta Motorsports page.
Yeah.
Then
we got
Yeah, go ahead.
I say we have 3 nostalgia cars and 2 junior dragsters now, so it's we're growing.
So now, who are the junior dragsters?
Both my kids. My daughter's been racing. This is her 3rd year, and my son, he's about to get into it. I just got his car already, and he's going to go get his license in April at the ANVA race, and my daughter's going to start racing her first race in April. So we're trying to get their cars ready now since we just got ours done.
So now, what's the quickest ET you've had with the dragster?
The quickest ET was, I think they ran I don't know the exact number. They ran in the 730s and ended up backing it down. It's like almost 180 miles per hour. But like I said, the racing we do it's index, so we have throttle stops on the cars. We usually have like a bolt that we tune it with. So what we do is we have weather stations. We check the weather and calculates this for us, and we kind of make adjustments on the carburetors or in the injector and try to hit that number every time. So it's not like a first one to the finish line wins. You have to actually tune them to run a certain number. So you always want to make the cars quicker and you back them down, so you always have that extra horsepower if you do need it.
So now, Jason, what was your experience like for the first time taking that thing down the track?
It was a rush. I mean, my Chevelle does about 140 in a quarter mile, and I hit 142 at 8th mile on the dragster. So it was an eye opener. It was fun and kind of feel the wind blowing by you, kind of out in the open. But yeah, it's a really fast dragster. It gets it off the line, and our 60 foot's like a 1.03 or 1.04 on a good day, and our average is like a 108 60 foot. So it gets it off the line, and that's where you mostly feel it. Is right off the start, let go, trans brake, and hang on.
So now, besides your dad being a big inspiration to you to get in drag racing, were there any other drivers out there in drag racing that inspired you?
I was actually a big fan of Joe Motto. He was my favorite growing up as a kid, and like I said, I always wanted to. And I always kind of admired John Forrest when I was younger, and said that kind of always wanted to drive a funny car. Always seemed like those would be fun, and but yeah, those are the two big names. Kind of growing up, watching them, and as I said, my dad, he was always the one I always wanted to follow, and said he was the biggest hero.
Now, you think one day you ever get into nitro?
If opportunity's there, I'd probably do it. I couldn't just put a team together. I'd have to have someone ask me to drive for them. That's a lot of money around nitro, so I don't have that kind of money on me. But yeah, I'd actually love to drive a nitro funny car or a pro mod. Those are like a dream of mine to actually drive one of those kind of cars. Just short wheelbase, kind of hang on and steering down the track. It looked like a lot of fun.
Now, when you were at the March meet, did you get to watch any of the nitro guys go down the track?
Yeah, I've watched a few. I watched a couple of them down there. A couple blew up, and
yeah, I saw.
I'm glad everybody's kind of safe this weekend, and then no one really got hurt. And but yeah, I enjoyed watching these little funny cars and kind of like just kind of go back in time and kind of watch that how my dad or my uncle watched in the 70s, and like I said, I'm a big fan of classic cars. I love old cars. And so I'm just glad they have this kind of series for us that we can keep it kind of going.
So now, do you ever take that dragster out to like car shows?
No, we really haven't. There's a couple people have asked us, but we haven't had the time. But I have taken out my kids' juniors to a charity event, and it was kind of cool because a lot of people didn't even know they had drag racing for little kids, and it was kind of cool to see little kids excited and kind of tell them to come out and watch them and see how the future of our sport is these little kids here running little junior dragsters. But yeah, I mean, trying to find a time to go to some car shows. But yeah, I'm really have a few car shows here in town, and we're going to try to go out this year and get a couple shows in.
So how many more events do you have for this year?
Well, we got 5 ANRAs, and I believe we have 4 more Heritage Series, and we try to hit a couple races here and there. There's a Nostalgia 760 Montana. We're probably going to try to go down. It's same style, 760 index, but they actually run cars and dragsters and alters together. It's not separated classes like they do at the March meets with like A-Gas and NE1. It's one big event for them. But yeah, our next event will be going to Sacramento to run the Heritage and see if we can keep this points league going here. And but like I said, there's gonna be some tough guys going up there.
So now, after the 7 years you've been racing now, what keeps you passionate about drag racing?
The competition. I just love the competition. I just try to go out there and be the best, try to be my best, and beat the best. So it's usually, as I said, competition is the biggest thing. I'm a very competitive guy. I love taking on the best guys out there, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and every time you lose, you learn something. You learn something about the other driver, and you bring to the next event to you, and you just kind of remember what they did and try to go down and get them the next time.
So now, how many crew members do you have with you when you take the dragster out?
Just two. Is my dad and my uncle. Well, the Marshallings, we had a bunch. We had a whole family was there to support me, and my girlfriend there with her kids, and so we actually had a really big crew there. Most of them support us, but yeah, my uncle he does the tuning on the dragster, and my dad he kind of helps me get buckled up, back me in, and but yeah, it's usually just the three of us that do it. It's not a lot of maintenance on it. That's the good thing. I don't have to run the valves after every pass, or these guys got blowers. I have to reset everything. But it's a pretty basic car, and I think that's why we've had some success with it. Cause it's just we try to run as consistent as we can.
So now, what kind of preparation goes into getting that dragster ready for a weekend of drag racing?
Well, we usually take it out of the box and just kind of check everything, check the welds, and make sure everything's tip-top shape on it. And, make sure nothing's leaking. Like I said, we get off the track, fired up, run through all the gears, and just kind of do a little once-over, and then we get in the race mode after that. So
now, in the class that you're running, do you have a greatest competitor?
There's a lot. Actually, there's as I said, right now the guy that beat is Dustin Lee. He's back-to-back champion in that class. So yeah, there's a lot of great racers out in that class. Some beat up on me, and I beat up on others. I don't really have a rival with anybody. I get along with everybody in the class. And it's a great group of guys and girls that race in that class. We kind of joke around with each other a little bit and give each other a hard time, but it's at the end we're all good friends, and that's what I kind of like about it.
Well, that's the way drag racing is. Everyone's one big happy family.
Yeah, I mean, I said after we're all done, we usually cruise around someone's pit and kind of have a couple beers with everybody and just get along.
Yeah, barbecue some food.
Oh yeah, we did a lot of barbecue at the Marshallings.
So now, do you have any sponsors for the dragster?
No, we have no sponsors. We don't actually have a sponsor for any of our cars. It's all out of our own pocket. I said I'm blessed that I can do this sport and have the money to run the cars. My uncle he basically runs a dragster. My dad runs his car, his Nova. I run my Chevelle, and now I'm running the two little juniors. So really never not looked for sponsors. I had a couple guys that asked me and kind of fell through, but it's kind of like make a proud moment. We did it on our own, and we're still going, and so that's kind of a proud moment. It's just like a big family thing, kind of help each other out when we need to.
So your sponsor is your pocket.
Yeah, my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, Jason, do you have any pre-race rituals or superstitions?
Oh yeah, I'm very superstitious in racing. If we're going rounds, I make basically everybody do the same thing. I have to sit in the golf cart the same way. I put my fire suit on the same way. Buckle up. Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, I'll listen to certain songs before a race, and it's just that one song. I don't care if I have to listen to it 100 times. It's just that one song I got to listen to. And but yeah, it's very weird that people watch me and get ready, and it's like you get ready the same every time. I usually don't wear a fire suit until I get to stage lanes, and right before I get in, I get the fire suit on the same way, tie my shoes the same way, and hop in the car the same way. It just gets the routine I like. It keeps me focused, gets me ready for the race, and once I actually get in the car, I make 100 passes before I even make a pass down the track. Practice hitting off the trans brake, hitting the shift point right way, but yeah, I'm very superstitious when it comes to racing.
All right. So now, what are some of your favorite tracks to run on?
Most is my favorite. As I said, it's about 30 minutes from my house. I've raced in Vegas. That was a really cool track. Utah, I know it's gone now, but Salt Lake City, that was a pretty neat track to go to. It was really hard to run at because the air is way up there. Had no air, but it was pretty cool. You can see like the Rocky Mountains in the background. But yeah, we've traveled. We've done Pomona once. I'd like to go to Sonoma one of these days. We've been Fontana, been Arizona. That's kind of a neat track. Sacramento. So, but yeah, Formosa is my favorite because it is the closest, and it's like a second home.
Now, do you do quarter mile racing, or do you do eighth mile too?
We've done 8th mile one time. We went to Fontana one year. The wind was really bad, so they shut us down to 8th mile. That was kind of a trip. Running basically 4.7 seconds, and then we're done. So I was kind of being done that quick is kind of cool. But yeah, we mostly do quarter mile stuff. I thought about running some bracket racing again in Spring Fling, and I know they think they run 8th mile or 1,000 feet there because it gets kind of crazy on the wind sometimes. So yeah, I'm up for new challenges. I like to think about going back to bracket racing and trying that again. I haven't done it in about 12 years. So yeah, I'm always up for anything, any kind of new challenge, new kind of racing. I'm all for it. But
so, how many trophies, plaques, and all that kind of good stuff have you won so far throughout your career?
I haven't counted in a while, but I think I have about 23 wins and 4 championships. Some of those are runner-ups. But yeah, I haven't really counted. Some of my biggest wins are the March meets. I won it this year, and I won it in 15. I went back-to-back championships, the Hot Rod Reunion. That was, I think, 13 and 14. So those are like my big accomplishments. So it's just a big event. You have to go 5 or 6 rounds to win these, and you guys got guys all over the state coming here to race. So it's a lot of competition. So it's kind of a problem to actually win one of these big events.
So what do you contribute to your success?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that one. I just try to be motivated to try to do, like I said, I want to be the best out there. I try to be the best. But I said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And I said, there's a lot of great guys out there at race, even in all the classes. I race Seagrass, and there's guys that whoop on me, and all the time, and I can't just get past. But you just want to keep trying to go out there and be better and try to beat them. So I guess that's keeps me going is just, it's fun. I mean, as I said, I love racing. It's my passion, and it's a big family. It's big. Like I said, I got my family and I got my racing family out there.
Yeah. So do you ever get any? Do you ever take or get any advice from any of the other drivers out there?
No, I haven't really got advice from anybody. My dad, he's always coaching me up, even if, like, right before a round, he talks to me, and I'm the same way before he goes up. We just kind of coach each other up a little bit, so I was concentrate on certain things, and but I've gave advice to drivers coming up, new at it, and they ask for advice. You kind of help them out. And that's what it's all about. You want to try to help each other so they can get better, because they want to do the same thing. They're out there to win, and so like I said, every time you lose, you learn something. That's my dad always told me. So you do a lot more losing than winning. So it's a lot of learning out there.
So what kind of advice would you give young drivers that are either thinking about starting drag racing or have just started drag racing?
Well, it's the most advice I give out is actually driving on the track, kind of helping them out with the lights and the tree and how to stage a car and like shift it and what to look for when you're going down the track. If you're ahead of the guy or they're ahead of you, so it's a lot of learning, a lot of quick decisions. I usually take my kids on the top end and I tell them, okay, what would you do in this situation? Let them say pick a lane and you tell me what to do. And they tell me they'd stay in it or they'd let off. So it is a lot of learning. It's kind of, you learn more in a car than giving someone advice. We talked to drivers about trans brakes and how to put them in different areas until you feel comfortable and find your sweet spot on the tree. So that's the big advantage is getting off that tree. But yeah, I've talked to a few guys that try to get them into it and motivate them, say get out there and get your cars going and go out there and kind of help them out and tune them up a little bit for them and make them fall in love with the sport. We want to keep this sport going as long as we can.
Yep. Now, where do you get all your fire safety equipment from?
Simpson is mostly we get it from. Got, like I said, helmet. All my gear is from Simpson. They say they got other places, plenty of places to go out there. I've raced with RJS. And, I think my kids they run Crow, so they basically all Crow for their fire suits and helmets. But yeah, I mostly go Simpson with all my safety equipment.
So now, what would you consider to be some of the milestones of your drag racing career so far?
The biggest one is we won the Heritage. That's the NHRA Heritage one. That was a big one. I've always wanted the big Wally on like the pros get, and I'm lucky enough to have it. Get one. Came close a couple of years. 2 years ago, we finished second at the Dustin, and I've said almost had one in my Chevelle 1 year in sea gas. So you get tough brakes. The car spun a bearing and lost oil pressure, and I couldn't race. And one of the guys in second place ended up catching me. But yeah, I think the Heritage is a big one for me. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Okay, now throughout your drag racing career, have you had any accidents or close calls?
Had a couple close calls, no accidents. I've had to let off a couple times out of the dragster, get a little squirrely. on top end. You can feel the cars always kind of move around, so you get a feel for it. How they're going down track, if you can maintain it or not. You have to make decisions on that. The closest call I've had was last year at the March meets. One of the brackets on the steering broke right when I was about to pull off the track on top end, and basically the wheel just fell off. So I was like, man, if that would have fell off doing 170, I'd probably be hurting in the wall. So that's been my closest call. Like I said, we usually try to check the tracks as much as we can, or check the snow and the Nova, and make sure they're all as safe as we can. But like I said, there is accidents, and so that's why we wear all the safety gear. But last year was kind of a scary moment, a little eye opener, saying this could happen to me. I'm just glad it's lucky it didn't, and when it broke on the very end, going slow.
All right, now I'm gonna go into some fun questions here. Besides drag racing, do you have any other hobbies?
Yeah, I'm kind of a fisherman. I like to go out on the mountain and go fishing and camping. That's kind of my relaxing, kind of get out of town, a little break from everything. I do a little bit of hunting, and I think if I wasn't in drag racing, I'd probably be out doing a lot of fishing.
So, what kind of fish you like to fish for?
Mostly trout. So we usually go way up in the mountains and camp out and just go fish for trout, rainbow trout. It's probably like one of my favorite fish to eat. And I say just kind of go out there and just be with nature, kind of walk around, do some hikes, and I kind of like the outdoors.
Now, do your kids go fishing?
Oh yeah, they love it too. They try to be like me. Everything I do, they want to do. And so that's why I try to set good examples for them and keep them motivated so they can do this stuff when they get older and get good grades and have good jobs. But yeah, they love camping. They love the outdoors. They're running around out in the dirt fields at the marsh meets the whole time, having a great time out there.
That's awesome. So now, if someone were to come up to you and offer to give you $500 million, and they said, Jason, I want you to build me a brand new drag race track, where would you even consider building a new track, and what kind of features would you put in the new track?
Probably somewhere close to the coast. Have some cool weather in the summertime to go play. I'd say it gets a little warm here in Bakersfield in the summertime. I'd probably shoot more of the coast area and have some fun for nice grandstands and session stands, all that, and have some little playground for the kids. And that's what it's all about. You want to bring your kids out and have them. They get probably a little bored. You want somewhere to take them and have a little playground out there for them. We'll play around and just kind of make it like a family environment.
Yep. So now, if you were able to do time traveling and go backwards in time, would you do anything differently with the drag racing career?
No. I feel like I'd do the same thing because I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I made any changes. So, and I'm happy with my career in racing. I wish I could race a little bit more, travel a little more. It's tough on the pocketbook. But no, I'm extremely happy where I've done and been, and the people I've met. And so I wouldn't go back and change for anything.
All right, now, here's the easy question for you. What's your favorite food to eat?
Favorite food?
Yep.
Double cheeseburger is my favorite. That's my go-to food.
What's your favorite beverage to drink?
Pepsi and it's alcohol, and that's Coors Light.
All right, what's your favorite music to listen to?
Oh, country all the way.
Now, old country or new country?
I like that '90s country. That's my all-time favorite. This new country is kind of a little more pop for me. I don't really care for it, but yeah, '90s country is that's my favorite. Get some Garth Brooks and some old Tim McGraws and Clint Blacks and all those guys.
So what song is it that you listen to over and over again at the track that you're talking about?
Well, it's not a country song. It's Radioactive, Imagine Dragons. Something about that song gets me kind of pumped up. I think I listened to it about 20 times at the March meets just to kind of get pumped up and get ready to go racing. It's funny because every time we go out, my kids say, "Hey, put the racing song on." So that's what we listen to on the way out to the track.
That's great. So what's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Probably Horrible Bosses. That's a good comedy there.
Yeah, that was
probably one of my favorites. I'm a big comedy guy.
All right, now, when you were growing up, did you have a favorite cartoon?
Yeah, well, Donald Duck, he was my favorite cartoon character growing up, so my mom said I always had a temper like him.
Now, on a race day, do you eat regularly, or do you eat very light and then eat after the race is more?
I don't eat at all.
So after the race is done?
I don't eat at all. No, on race day, I don't eat at all. Like I said, my mom always offered me, "Hey, you make you a sandwich?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm good." But yeah, once the race is over, I'm starving, and I'm like, "All right, where's the food at?" It's just something about the nerves. I'm real antsy all day, and my dad's dude. I say I drink a lot of Pepsi to kind of keep me hyped up.
All right, now what's been the most embarrassing moment you've had on the track?
When I was getting my daughter's car tuned up, I said I never really dealt with a junior dragster, and I'm still learning it. Those little juniors are pretty difficult. I'd rather work on a big car any day than those juniors, but I was messing around with one of the wires, and I actually grabbed the spark plug, and for some reason it shocked me, and all the guys in the starting line they had a good kick out of it.
Now, how about you? You driving? Have you ever had any embarrassing moments driving on the track? You didn't do a burnout and the car died out or any kind of thing like that, or?
No, not really. I think the biggest moment I had as a goof up was got up on the R's on the trans brake and my hand slipped off the button and I left before it was even activated and ended up losing that round. But that's probably been the goof up moment. So like I said, you kind of learn from it, and I actually moved my trans brake button so I would never do it again. So, but you have goof ups, you get distracted on the line and have a bad light or get too antsy and let go of the button and have a bad red light. So those are probably my goof ups for racing.
So what's been the fondest memory so far of your drag racing career?
Actually, it's watching my kids do it now. I said I've never been more nervous and happy to watch them run. Now I kind of know how I felt my parents when I got in the dragster. That my mom told me, she's, you're not getting that dragster too fast. I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm fine. But first when I watched my daughter go down, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, now I know how you feel. But yeah, to watch my kids getting into the sport now, it's pretty cool. It makes me proud that they want to follow my footsteps like I follow my dad's footsteps.
So now, speaking of kids, how important do you think it is for families to bring their kids out to watch drag racing these days?
I think it's really important. I mean, it keeps the sport alive. You got to get the young ones out there to see these cars run down the track and get them excited, so they want to do it, and they get a little bit older. And so I think family is a huge thing. As I said, we go to these ANRA races, and my kids see these kids maybe 5 or 6 times a year, and they're all good friends, and they just take off like they never left each other. So it's pretty cool to keep the kids involved, to keep the sport going, because that's what it's all about. You don't want anything to die out.
Yeah, like I say in a lot of my interviews, I say that if we could get a lot of these kids away from the video games that they're hooked on, maybe they come out to the track, they might actually enjoy the drag racing, want to come out to watch drag racing more and more instead of sitting there glued to the video games, man.
Yeah, I was telling my kids, like, why play a game when you can actually live it?
Yeah. So. Damn modern technology, man.
I know.
Cell phones, video games.
Yeah. I try to keep my kids away from that and get outside and play.
You see kids at the track, they're still sitting there staring at their phones.
Yeah, well, it's pretty cool out there. So a lot of them are out playing. That's a big thing. It gets them away. I'm trying to teach my kids how to work on these so they can tune the cars up and get them ready for the next round. And so they're learning. My son, he loves it. He's probably the one going to be tuning his own car pretty soon, because that's all he wants to do is learn.
Then you got the Facebook Live where the people are streaming the videos and people don't want to come watch the race. Oh, I just watched the Facebook Live video.
Yep.
Yeah. Too much modern technology, man. So now, if people that are listening want to find your schedule, what's the best way to go on the Barta Motorsports page?
Yeah, we can post it on that. I can get schedules and post them. So we usually try to hit about 3 series. I'm thinking about trying to run some summit races again and do some bracket racing. I haven't done it in forever. I like to try to get back to the old roots and go to that, so I can hit more events. That's all I do. I want to try to race as much as I can. But yeah, we usually run ANRA and their Heritage, and try to run the Fontanas. So, but yeah, I can go on there and post some schedules up.
So you don't have Twitter or Instagram or anything like that?
I don't have Twitter. I have Instagram. So I'm not big on technology. Usually, like I said, call my sister up, kind of have her. She's the one that actually set up our Barta Motorsports page on Facebook, and she kind of keeps posted on there. She's the one. She likes going out there and videoing us racing and posting how we did. So, but yeah, I can post some stuff online. Try to do more stuff and keep a schedule out there. So,
all right. Well, you have any final words or thank yous or anything you want to do before we close out?
I want to thank my whole family for, like I said, supporting me with this. That's it. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this sport. I said, like I said, the drag show, how much success I've had in that, because my uncle, he tunes it up, and like I said, family. That's what I said. I got to thank my whole family for everything. They come over and help me work on the cars or support me out there, and said I'm busy, they help take care of my kids for me, and when I'm working on the cars or actually racing down the track. So I just want to thank everybody for that. And
Awesome. Well, Jason, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do an interview tonight.
thank you.
No problem. We'll try to do another one in the future. We'll see how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that everything's going good still.
Yep. Well, thanks again, Jason, and you have a great night. And I wish you the best of luck with the rest of the race season.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a great night.
Yeah, you too. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.